Let's start with a perfectly normal afternoon. A girl named City and her mother are out running errands, navigating the predictable routine of a typical city day. They stop where her mother buys a small blue wooden aeroplane. At first, it appears to be a standard toy, but the moment City sets it on her table, the object grows. It rapidly scales up into a full-sized vehicle right inside her room. Now far too large for the house, the plane revs its engine and launches straight out the window, forcing an immediate departure from the city. This sudden shift turns a quiet bedroom into a gateway, using the vehicle to move from a confined domestic space to the far corners of the planet. The buildings and streets of home quickly vanish as the plane banks hard, trading the urban skyline for the deep greens of the wild. They land in a dense jungle. City immediately notices the physical shift in her surroundings, describing the area as green and remarkably cool. This temperature drop is caused by the thick canopy of leaves overhead, which blocks out the direct sun. This constant shade allows a vast variety of plants and animals to thrive in the damp, protected air. This diagram illustrates a concept called a biome. A biome is a large ecological area where specific levels of sunlight, rainfall, and temperature determine exactly which species can survive there. The jungle's density isn't a random occurrence. It is the direct result of a balanced biological system working within these specific environmental limits. The journey moves on, quickly leaving the wet shade of the jungle for an environment that sits at the opposite end of the spectrum. In the desert biome, the sun is the dominant force. With scorching heat and very little water, life here has to be highly specialized, like the camels seen here, that have adapted to endure these harsh, dry dunes. Leaving the heat behind, the plane begins a steep climb, rising thousands of feet into the air, where the atmosphere changes again. High in the mountains, the temperature drops below freezing. City encounters snow for the first time, noting its soft, powdery texture as it falls through the cold air. Seeing these two places back to back shows how life adapts to different pressures, whether that means surviving under a burning sun or thriving in high-altitude ice. The altitude drops once more as the plane descends from the snowy peaks, leveling out just as the land gives way to water. They reach the sea, an environment defined by constant movement. The plane skims the surface of the waves, bringing City close enough to feel the spray and see the dolphins jumping nearby. After seeing the jungle, the desert, the mountains, and now the ocean, the tour is complete. The plane lets out a loud voice, announcing that the journey has reached its end and it is time to head back. City steers the aircraft away from the open water, tracing a path back toward the familiar lights and streets of the Sade. Every expedition eventually heads home. By returning to her starting point, City can finally look back on all the different environments she saw in one single day. The plane lands back on the table and shrinks down to its original size. The engine stops, and the vehicle becomes a small wooden toy once again. Physically, the room is exactly as it was before she left, but after visiting 4 different biomes, City now has a much broader understanding of the world outside her window. This leads to the final takeaway, highlighted at the bottom of the page, that the world is full of wonder and magic all around us. While growing toy planes belong to the world of fantasy, the places City visited, the deserts, the jungles, and the seas, are entirely real and exist right now. Earth contains a massive, diverse collection of environments. These incredible biomes are out there waiting for anyone to go out and see them.